Good morning, everyone. I am Professor Shashikant Kamble. I am working as a lecturer in Ramdev Dadamania Polytechnic from Electronics Department. I am going to teach embedded system in this semester, and our first chapter is Introduction to Embedded System. So, embedded system. Before discussing embedded system, let me discuss about the what do you mean by system. System is nothing but a way of working according to the plan or according to the set of rules. One or many tasks when we are doing as per the planning, it is called as a system. Or when we are assembling any task or we are doing any work as per the plan is called as a system. So here we will give an example of embedded system. System that is wristwatch. Wristwatch is a time display system which we given as an example of system. Means how that wristwatch is containing some certain hardware parts such as a beautiful chassis dies, and it has a long needles, it has a springs, battery backup, and those all systems are working in a particular manner, in a particular way for displaying the time. So as we all know, in every watch, in our every wristwatch, there are three needles are there. So one needle is a very longer one, which we are calling it as a second needle, which moves every second from one tick to another tick. And the second one is a minute tail. Okay, minute needle. It moves after every minute. It moves, and the last one, the third one, which is the shorter needle, is called as hour needle, which comes to its original position after 1 hour. Okay, so these all three needles are working in a particular manner. Means they all three needles are moving in clockwise directions, and all three needles are making an equal inclination after every 12 hours. So this is an example of system. Now, what is embedded system? We will discuss. Embedded system. Before discussing embedded system, let me tell you the meaning of embedded system. Embed means to bind. Here in embedded system, we are binding the application software in the system hardware. Means here we are binding the application software inside the system hardware. So a computer can be an example of embedded system. A computer, because as we all know that a computer is consisting a central processing unit, and inside that central processing unit there is a ROM, RAM or memory is there, where we are storing the data, we are storing the various application softwares inside it, and it becomes an example of embedded system. And one more example which nowadays we all are using, that's mobile, is also an example of embedded system. Means where these embedded systems are existing in our day-to-day life. Let me tell you, since from our kitchen to spacecraft, each and every system is almost near about embedded system. If we take an example of microwave oven, if we take an example of latest refrigerator LG, which is also and consisting of various applications, various features, which is having a combination of hardware and software. Then in our consumer electronics, means in our home we are using the digital televisions, we are using DVD players, then set-top boxes. These are example of embedded systems. Okay, so embedded system means, once again we will discuss, embedded system is nothing but where we are burning the application software, dedicated application software inside the ROM of your microprocessor or microcontroller, then it becomes an example of embedded system. Okay, so here as we already discussed that it consists of hardware and software both. So before discussing in detail, we will discuss the various hardware components of embedded system. So here I have drawn the diagram of this hardware units of embedded system. Here we can see there is a power supply and reset circuit and oscillator circuit. This block says about the power supply. Means, as we all know, every system requires power for its operations. Mostly, the various embedded systems are working on plus 5 volt supply. Some embedded systems are working over the 2 volt or near about 1.5 volt. But generally, the mostly embedded systems are working on plus 5 volt supply. And here also explains you about reset circuit. Reset circuit is nothing but active high circuit which is used to keep your system on for a particular time duration, and we are forcing to execute your program or the software from the beginning of the memory. So that can be done with the help of this reset circuit. And next one is the oscillator circuit. Oscillator circuits are used to provide the clock pulses. As I told you that the main content of this hardware system is a processor, and for processor to work efficiently, it needs a clock pulses. So the clock pulses can be provided by these oscillators. And as I told you, that processor is the main controlling unit of this embedded system hardware. Then generally we are using microprocessors, microcontrollers and digital signal processors for processor as a controlling element. Now then the next part of this one is program memory and data memory. The memory is generally of two types. One is volatile, another one is non-volatile. Volatile memory means such a memory which contains, which does not retain the data when the power gets off. And non-volatile memory means such a memory which retains the data when the power gets off. Even the power gate fails, non-volatile memory will retain its data. Okay, so program memory is nothing but it may be your ROM, it may be your EEPROM, it may be your flash magic. As per your system requirement, we are using program memory. And data memory, it may be your DRAM, it may be your static DRAM. So these data memory are used to store your data for temporary purpose, and program memory is used to store your instruction codes. Okay, so in this way we discuss. And the processor, generally the microprocessor does not have its own memory, but the microcontrollers having limited memory. To expand this memory, we need a program memory and data memory. Then next part is timers. So timers are the element which are used to provide the time delay. Generally, the timer and counters are used in real-time applications. What do you mean by real-time applications? Real-time applications means such applications which are working in a particular deadline. There are so many systems which where we have to complete their task within a particular deadline. Okay, so the timers are playing very important roles in this real-time applications. Next is the serial communication port. Now the serial communication port is used to transfer or receive data serially. What do you mean by serial COM port? Serial COM port is used to generally receive the data or transmit the data serially. We all know that we can transmit the data serially as well as parallelly. Sorry. So generally in serial communication data transfer, we are transmitting data, bitwise data, and that can be done with the help of serial communication port. And next one is parallel port. Parallel ports are used to receive or transmit data parallelly. And interrupt controller is there. So now what do you mean by interrupt? Interrupts are generally used to handle the multiple tasking problem. Means, as we all know, the embedded systems are dealing various tasks at a time. So to resolve the problem of multitasking, It can be done by two methods. One is the by polling method, another one is the by interrupt method. So interrupt controls are used to handle the interrupts offered by the various input output systems with the processors. Then after that we are going to discuss about this input interfacing or driver circuits and output input and interfacing driver circuits and output interfacing driver circuits. Basically, to whenever we are interfacing the input output devices with the processors, generally we are using these driver circuits because it may possible that the output device or input device may require the more voltages than the operational voltage required by the processors. So these driver circuits can increase the current carrying capacity of the processors and they can efficiently communicate with the processors. Hence, we need input interfacing driver circuits and output interfacing driver circuits. Then here system application specific circuits are there. Means system application specific circuits are generally used for making the interfacing with the system hardware with the another input output devices. Okay, so this is what about the various hardware blocks of the embedded system. Okay, so in the next lecture we will see the its advantages, disadvantages, and the applications of embedded system.